regardless of what an agent does from a lead generation standpoint, because there's a lot of debate, right? Like, making phone calls versus buying Zillow leads versus door knocking versus open houses versus anything people doing to get leads. You can debate that all day on what works better. What you can't debate is once you get to the listing appointment. All of that means nothing if you can't go to a listing appointment and present yourself as the obvious choice to close for that listing. Absolutely. And so I want your opinion. What do you think is more important? If you had to pick one, lead generation, like tactics and strategies, or a world-class presentation, what do you think would help an agent more?
A world-class presentation.
Me too. And, for a long time, I spent so many years and so much of my content and so much of my coaching spent on lead generation. And what I realized was, Brandon, you could teach them till you're blue in the face, but once they get to that presentation, if they suck, they're not going to get anything.
No, they're not.
So it doesn't matter if they go to a listing appointment. If they cannot present, it's all for nothing.
The thing is, you have to remember, you're competing with 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 agents.
Yeah.
What will make you stand out? What is your value that you're bringing to them? You have to remember, you're going there to provide a solution, not to list their house.
That's right.
You're there to provide a solution for their problem, right?
Yep. And the problem is selling a house.
Yes. And then what is it? Then you come there. It's not just your photography. It's not just videography. It's your skill to be able to negotiate. It's an entire package.
Yeah.
Right? When you come there, and then they need to know, you need to be able to confidently articulate that so that when they sign the contract, they say you know what? I am in good hands.
That's right.
Beverly Offray.
That's right. Well said. Yeah. Because what we're doing is, I always tell agents, you're exactly right, Bev. It is not, you're not going to get the listing because you do this special video and the other agents don't do a better video. That's not what's happening. It's a perception of value. And the agent that can give more perceived value at the presentation is going to win. The agent that gives the seller the most confidence that they're in good hands, the agent that can do that the best is going to win the listing. And so, I don't know if I don't think you and I have talked about this, but I teach a lot on how to create value at a listing appointment. I call it the value ladder. And, we do that because everyone's listening okay, what does provide value mean? I always get that question. So let me give the audience really quick, Bev, some context. Is that okay? All right. So when we talk about providing value, what we're talking about is there's 2 components of the value equation. There's increased certainty and decreased risk. And the further those things can be apart, the greater value in the middle you're creating. We call that the value ladder. So everyone that's watching this replay, the larger your value ladder, the more likely it is that you're going to get the listing. How you do that is by increasing the seller's confidence in yourself and your abilities and decreasing their risk in hiring you. And that's what we've been spending a lot of time on.
Absolutely. And then that is what I'm working on every single time I go on an appointment. Because first of all, so my lead source, I only work with for sale by owners and expireds. So that's 90% of my business. Okay. So they have already experienced their property not selling. Right. And then so you have to emotionally understand what they're going through right now. This time they don't want to take a risk anymore.
Exactly. Empathy.
Yes. And then so now what you have to do is you cannot go there and say hey, you know what? Neighbor 1, neighbor 5, neighbor 7 sold for 630. Definitely your property is probably hovering between 6 and 650.
Right.
It cannot be like that because all the other agents are going to come with the same CMA that person is going to come. What will make you different from all those other agents talking about those same CMA, right?
Love it.
That is how you're going to get the listing.
That's right. I love it. So, all right, now let's talk about, so we talked about the presentation. Let's talk about your schedule a little bit. All right. So you're going to do 31 million, which is going to represent $500,000 in income. So many agents would love to do that. Tell them the work that is involved to create that much business. Can you walk us through daily schedule a little bit more and how many contacts you're making and how many appointments you're going on? What does the actual work look like behind the curtain?
Okay, so I told you about my morning routine,
Yes.
and then at 8 o'clock in the morning, I have half an hour of calling new expireds and new for sale by owners because there's not a lot.
Yep.
But guys, you have to remember, even one or two a day, that means 60 a month.
Exactly.
Okay, so some people are always saying, which I repeatedly keep hearing, we don't have for sale by owner. It's only one or two. I'm like, okay, don't call them because
I know.
not a lot. I will call them.
Welcome, Bev, welcome to my life. I got to do this conversation every day with agents that I coach. It's like, Brandon, there's not enough of FSBOs and expires. I'm like, you guys, one or two means 60 to 100 a month.
Exactly. I'm like,
Anyway.
I'll get that. That's in 3 months. That's what,
Hundreds.
120?
Yeah.
Or like 200 or like 300.
That's
Come
right.
on. That's on my pipeline. Call them
Exactly.
again.
I love it.
That's exciting. Anyway, so I do that in the beginning. And then after that, I have on my schedule. So I do my personal schedules first. So that is the thing that is permanent. Nothing changes that one. I cannot be driving somewhere. And then because this is what I learned in the beginning. In the beginning, I said, I will do prospecting time from 8 to 11. But then in between, I have to drive my daughter. Yeah. I have to do things. But then I figured out, then it ruins my entire schedule, right? So what I did, what I adopted now, and I'm teaching all my the people that I am
mentoring.
Yeah. I tell them, like, first, give me your schedule, but these are the schedule. If you're going to the gym, write it down. If you're driving your kids, write it down. We are going to put your schedule around that because I don't want to have an excuse that you're driving your kid in between prospecting time.
That's exactly right. Yes.
You have to follow your schedule to the dot, to the T.
Yep. That's right.
And then, so I did that. So I would do my 8 to 8:30 prospecting first in the beginning. And then from 9 o'clock to 9:30, I have a mastermind group. And then from 9:30 to 11:30, I'm calling again. This one is like old for sale by owners and old expireds and my follow-ups. I do that all the time. Nothing changes there. Okay. And then I have a little bit of break. I have my admin work around 1 to 2 o'clock every day. And then after that, if I go on appointments, I do a lot of Zoom appointments right now because I cannot be on the road when I can be calling.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
So if I have a choice to meet you on Zoom, I will meet you on the Zoom and then I will impress you to the point that I'm already sending you the contract. If I have a choice like that. So I am either on Zoom or on appointments. If I do not have appointments on that day, I am going to finish the day with, again, prospecting or following up because there's so many people to call. I have so many people to say hi, hello to, and simple things like, hey, I was just thinking about you, even for text. I was just thinking about you. Are you like now I'm sending text messages and I think I posted it on our Facebook group.
Yeah.
I am sending, because I'm building, I'm engaging again on my database.
Yep.
I am sending a text message to my group, to the group and saying like, hi, this is Beverly. I was just thinking about you. Hey, any plans of say anything about that family, very specific. So it's personalized. And then I was just thinking about you. Any plans? Do you know what the value of your house now? Do you want me? I can send that quickly on your email. Or if you're thinking of refinancing, I know a great lender. It's an engagement, nothing else.
That's right.
Either way, I'm looking forward to hearing from you. But then it's an engagement. They will say like, hi, Beverly, how are you?
Top of mind.
Yes, top of mind. This little thing. So I do that in the afternoon as well. But I am making sure that I'm attempting. This is my first year, right?
Yes.
I'm attempting to just develop to be top of mind, and then my engagement. Once I've mastered it, it will not go away.
Yeah, I love it. How much? So it sounds like for all of you guys watching, if you're really listening to what Beverly is telling you, 70 to 80% of your day is spent in revenue generating activities, correct?
Yes.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And most agents, as you know, Beverly, when you watch them, they spend 80 to 90% of their time wasting time, non-revenue generating activities, nothing to do with lead generation, nothing to do with lead conversion. They're not presenting on Zoom. They're not doing anything productive. They're wasting time. And then they say, why am I not successful? Well, hello, right? And so I love that you're doing a lot of Zoom appointments. I've transitioned that as much as I can too, because people like it as well. It's so much easier to jump on a Zoom, do the presentation over Zoom, and then we can send the contract via e-sign.